There was once a peaceful village named Mayron, a place surrounded by golden fields, tall green trees, and a gentle river flowing through its heart. For generations, the river had been their friend. It watered their crops. It gave fish to the fishermen. It brought cool breezes in the summer. Children played along its banks, while the elders often said with pride, "This river is our lifeline." But one year, everything changed. The rains came earlier than expected. The sky seemed endless, pouring water day and night. The river swelled, grew wider, stronger, and angrier. At first, no one worried. They had seen floods before. But this time, the rain didn't stop. One night, while the village slept, the embankment broke. With a roar, louder than thunder, the river burst into the fields. Water crashed into homes, carrying away carts, animals, and harvests. Villagers woke in terror. Mothers clutched their children. Fathers shouted, calling their families to safety. Elders prayed desperately as the water swallowed everything in its path. Some climbed onto rooftops. Others ran toward the hills, but the water rose faster than their steps. In the chaos, families were torn apart. A child's voice echoed, "Ami, Ami." A father's cry followed, "My son, where are you?" The river, once their friend, had turned into their enemy. By morning, the flood had destroyed everything. Houses made of mud and wood were gone. Fields of wheat had disappeared beneath the muddy waves. Some had lost their homes, some had lost their dreams, and some had lost their loved ones forever. Among the survivors was Baba Rahim, an old man with a long white beard. He stood on a small hill, holding the tiny hand of his granddaughter. Together, they watched the river swallow the house he had built with his own hands. His wife's grave, once under the shade of a neem tree, was gone, lost to the waters. The little girl looked up with tearful eyes and whispered, "Dada, will we ever go home again?" Baba Rahim's lips trembled. He had no answer. Only tears. Days passed. The waters slowly began to recede, but the pain remained. The village was no longer the same. The fields were mud, the trees scarred, the silence heavy, broken only by the cries of the grieving. Yet in the middle of this sorrow, the villagers came together. Neighbors shared what little food was left. Young men carried the weak to safety. Women comforted the children who had lost their parents. They wept together. They prayed together, and they promised one another, "We will rebuild." That night, around a small fire, the survivors sat close. Baba Rahim held his granddaughter near and whispered, "The flood took our homes, but it cannot take our courage. As long as we live, we will begin again." And so, with broken hearts but unbroken spirit, the people of Mayron began the long journey of rebuilding, not just their houses, but their lives, their faith, and their hope for tomorrow. And their hope for tomorrow.